discretion is advised.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Nuda Wrestling Podcast After Dark. I'm cheesing really hard. I'm really, really excited. I love when our people, and I'm going to say our people, I'm just going to include myself and Xavier in that. I love when our people get to come together and chit chat and talk shop. And I am such a big fan of this person's show. I mean, whether it is on your screen in NYC or Travel Necessity, he will be seated, girl. He'll be seated at ringside. It is the oh my god. If you want the real tea, girl, and this is coming from me, if you want the real tea, the real talk, unfiltered, the real opinions, this is the show that you watch, okay? This is such a pleasure. Please welcome Crit from Ringside Chat. Applause. Okay. Hi, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for the introduction. Yes, indeed. The brains of the operation, the glory hound, the eye for talent for the Indies finest, whatever you want to call me. I'm here I'm here to Nuda Wrestling. I love you guys. I'm sorry. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm so excited.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say thank you for taking the time. I just peeping social media saw you had a very wrestling packed weekend. So thank you for the turnaround.
Easy.
Nah, for sure. Whenever I can I look around social media a lot, and whenever I can like catch a show, like out Staten Island, the Bronx, Queens, wherever, I'm there. Jersey. Staten Island is a bit of a trip. Don't get me wrong. Like it's deep. It's deep. Long Island is deep. It's hard. So sometimes I gotta you gotta pick and choose your battles.
Oh, absolutely. I would be rolling back home at like 2 a.m. Like, I can't believe I did that.
This time I was lucky to get home at around midnight. But Long Island was the rough one.
Girl, a previous survivor of dating someone from the South Shore of Long Island. I can never go back, girl. I was like, I paid my dues. I went as far as I was able, and I'm keeping it closer to home now.
I am good on the LIRR. Thank you.
I am so good. Thank you so much.
UBS Arena is the farthest I'll go.
Yeah. Oh my. Well, yeah. Absolutely. But you are really out there in the field, because we met you in the field, basically. Like, we were kind of chatting online, but like we got to meet you ringside. It was literally like, oh my god, like we're literally meeting Crit ringside at ringside. This is like iconic and legendary. So this is great because it feeds into one of my first questions, which I didn't think would be my first question, but really I'm just curious because you are ringside at so many places. And if someone were to sit next to you at ringside, what would you describe that experience like? Like sitting next to you, who the brains of the operation, like the spokesperson for the independents, like in my opinion, that's my opinion. What would you describe the experience of sitting next to you at an indie match, sitting ringside with you?
Depending on the match, you'll see me doing it like a little dance, getting excited for the entrance. Depending on who's coming on. Like obviously, my boys Jay Bougie, the main event, Charles Mason. If any of my people are on, I'm all over the place. I'm here. If it's somebody I'm really excited to see, like let's say Jet Speed, for example, I'm really excited. But like on the average, if if it's somebody that I've never seen before, or if it's somebody that I'm trying to get a feel for, or if it's not like, no disrespect, if it's not like one of my people, I'm just like pure analytic mode. So like I'm not the most talkative person. Like I've made no secret about this. I am on the spectrum. So communicating with like live people can sometimes be a bit of an issue. So I'm in my own head a lot. Like I'm thinking I'm like either in business mode and critique mode, or I'm looking at the other person and it's like they don't want to be bothered, so let me just leave them alone.
But I feel like yeah, oh my god. Well, because we seem out and extroverted. We are not. Like we really have to like use the buddy. We really utilize the buddy system especially when we go to matches. Like, because there was
socially codependent, I'd say.
Yeah, like because it's like as long as you're here, I'm here. You're here, I'm here. You're here, like we can somehow make
like
it
a
work.
whole like social person.
We create one brain cell that we utilize to communicate with others. So that's why it's so amazing to me, because I even talked about this with Kevin, with you guys, and I'm of course referring to Kevin Herrera Sanchez of Ringville, but you guys doing it alone, I'm like, it's just so incredible. Like that you especially your show when you sit and you're just talking shop about like AEW, like House of Glory, and you're just kind of like, it's so impressive to me, and so like I don't know how you guys do it. So I social barriers aside, I mean, you're doing an incredible job. Like, not that you need my approval or anything, but like it's so great. So, but I understand. I feel like when you put on your mask at a wrestling match, it's almost like I envision like the Iron Man experience. Like your like visor comes on and it's like giving you like the stats on everybody. Like that's what I envision when you're sitting ringside. Because I've had the enormous privilege to sit behind you at a match. And I was like, he's in sniper mode. Like he's like
Focus,
in sicko mode. Like
no, absolutely. It's definitely kind of like a lock-in moment where like well, first of all, getting good shots for the socials, of course, but like also in case I'm not familiar with somebody, I'll just record their entrance. I'll make sure the ring announcer's in the background, so that way I can at least like, if their like card isn't posted on social media, I can kind of like refer back to it and figure out who they are. So that way, when I'm making my post, I can at least try to give proper credit. Sometimes it doesn't work because some wrestlers have names that are like, you just can't find them on Instagram. So eventually they'll come their way to find me. But like that's typically what I do. I'm locked in for not only my my shots, but also for like, who are you? What do you do? What do you have to offer?
So when you're doing like a solo episode, I'm curious, like, do you go in? Because I listened to like one where it's like you were literally like, what are we talking about today? But do you ever like go in with a plan of like exactly what you're going to address, or sometimes you're just like really flying by the seat of your pants?
Kind of both. It's it'll depend on what I'm talking about, because whatchamacallit. So if there's a certain topic, like I will have the topic in mind and I will have my generalized view of it. Like this is gonna be really topical, but like my feelings on TNA. And like in the moment, I'll have what I want to say about it, and then as I'm talking, I'll like kind of remember, oh, this happened, that happened, that happened. So like when we get into the details, I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants. But in terms of like, if I'm not talking about a specific show that I went to, then I have like a general idea of what I'm talking about. When it comes to the shows that I talk to, I typically go match by match by match, and like I'll talk wrestler by wrestler. And if it's somebody that I've never seen before, I'll give them a little shout, tell them say how I feel about them, and then like kind of analyze like the story or the booking surrounding the match that they're in.
Wow. I love that. Because okay, let's really get into the tea, because I've been waiting so long to ask you about this. Or I guess not so long, because it is recent tea kind of in your life, but the interview with Moonspider.
Oh my god.
I know. I have to do it though, Cray. I have to ask, because you would ask if it was me. Like, you know what I mean? I have to ask, and it was such an intense interview. I mean, obviously you guys have no love for each other. There's maybe begrudging respect. I don't want to put things out there, but
no
I
respect.
mean,
period.
heard. Okay, you heard it here first.
Me and Darren Richardson have begrudging respect. Me and the Herald, I refuse to say their name because they refuse to say my name. We do not like each other.
Wow. I mean, and if you guys literally the Voldemort treatment. If you haven't seen this interview, you guys, I was legit so seated, pun intended, eating my metaphorical popcorn, losing my mind, because it's two people who have such an encyclopedic knowledge of wrestling, especially independent wrestling, who don't like each other. And I'm so curious, like, because the mask comes off, trigger warning, the mask comes off, the claws come out. Is there, as I have to know, I'm sweating, is there a possibility of a match, of a street fight, of a verbal smackdown? What's
you got to talk to LPW.
I will.
I guess we're gonna have to.
I would love for that to happen, because you know something, the Herald has an ego. they have a tremendous ego, and I'll admit, so do I in some areas. So do I, because when I talk about other people like me, like, I don't know, you guys, so and so, but like, how do I put this? You saw the painted side of me, right?
Yes.
So to explain a little bit of what that is, that came about due to the stresses of like watching other people, not necessarily you guys, but other people who do less but are more successful, and the stresses of that finally just out and out. So boom, all of a sudden, Crit has an evil side.
I love that.
Which I
It's
love.
good to have something to tap into.
I call it. He has not given me his name yet. I like to call him the Keishan, out of respect for Jushin Thunder Liger.
Amazing.
But yeah. So far, the Herald is the only one that has gotten me that upset to the point where the Keishan just came out, and what I thought was going to be a bit of a shocking moment, they took in stride, and since then, the voices have been silent. The Keishan is experiencing what I can only describe as an identity crisis, and I can't hear the voices anymore. So if a match were to happen, I think that would be the one thing to bring the Keishan back. And I would love to make it happen, especially even though I'm not trained to be a wrestler whatsoever. Like, let's be clear. I wear this purely for promotional purposes. I cannot ball at all. I could. If we were to have a match, the Herald would beat my ass. I 100% acknowledge that, but I would not go down without a fight whatsoever.
Period.
And you mentioned a street fight, and that's initially the thought that I would have, but I think I would go for an I Quit match.
Ooh.
But
okay.
But a specific stipulation.
Okay.
I can lose. I would lose if I were to say I quit. The Herald loses if I can get them to say my name.
Ooh,
girl, come on! I need this right now.
Because it's always some type of insult. Their favorite insult is masked idiot. Never says my name unless promoting the podcast. So if I can get them to say my name, proves not only respect, but also I'm more special than they would ever want to admit.
Amen.
Ooh, I love that. Very
and I love that.
You.
I was gonna say say my name, and also like Ludacris when he's like, is it Ludacris? Where he's like, say my name, say my name. Is it in Fantasy? Who is that? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Either way, sorry, that's my brain. Either way, I love this idea because, like, I have so many thoughts about this. I've been thinking about this so much today. I was like really in a vortex about this because people like you who are so incredible at like analyzing wrestling and sitting there and like you can really see it from this outside perspective. And like you said, like we are not wrestlers. So it's like kind of that line of like, I do know a lot, but I don't have, it's not that I don't have skin in the game, but it's like my skin is literally not in the game. Like I am not taking bumps. I am not like whatever, but also your knowledge is valuable. And like your perspective and your opinion is valuable. So it's like that beef is so legitimate because it's like, no, I'm not a wrestler, but like I deserve respect because I give you respect by coming here, by paying attention, by taking videos, by writing your names down, by like, you know, doing all of that. Like I'm not normal. Like I'm not just a normal fan out here. Like there is like this level of investing that I have, and this even there's a level of investing and a level of natural, you know, inclination for it too. That just can't go unnoticed and unmentioned, I feel. So I understand, like, because you've said on many occasions, you're not a wrestler. We do not wrestle. Like, that's not my thing. To have somebody bring something so intense out of you that you are willing to do this, to me is just like, yeah, like get your respect, because like this is like you're out here traveling to Staten Island and Long Island and going there around the square like Frosty the Snowman. Like, and you know, you are also too, and this isn't me being on my soapbox or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, fight him. But like you you also like you talk very openly about like, yeah, like indie wrestlers do need to be paid. On your most recent episode, and you're talking about oh my god, MJF, and talking about like how like it's not in the indies are not the same, and in like people can't just travel all the way to Canada for $20 and a hot dog now. Like you have so much respect for independent wrestlers. So if someone pushed you to the point where you also like, I really have to stand on business and get my respect back, like, yeah, like you pushed me too far.
It's a lot of things. I can't even tell you how it started. It started at one show with like, oh, the Herald insulting the Mask, which is like, oh, that happens, you know, like you've seen it. You two have seen what happens when someone insults the Mask.
I have seen it. That was horrible.
Sidetrack a little bit. These two people saw me get unmasked for the first time twice in one night, thanks to a Mr. Darius Carter at Respect Wrestling, run by Raymond Sanchez, another wrestling podcaster, by the way. So like,
hi, Ray.
Shout out to Raymond Sanchez. We love him. But
love him.
So this is not the first. It's not the first time someone has made fun of my mask. So it is what it is. But it's I don't know. It was the idea of them messing with it, and then after that interview, it's just. I said it before. It's the feeling of you hate it when somebody that you hate the most is right about you, and and they said a lot of things that were unfortunately correct about me, and I'm trying to correct that. I mean, have I sworn at all since we started?
Once.
Oh, I have no idea, but we also curse like sailors. So.
Shit! God damn it!
Because I knew that was like a thing in the interview, so I was like, once.
Seated.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! But it was.
It
was so crazy though, because it was like when you made that video addressing the interview, and you were like, the worst feeling in the world is when someone, your mortal enemy, is right about you. And it's kind of like, I don't know, spot it, you got it. It's like, yeah, like you can clock my ego because of yours, but at least like my, like, you know what I mean? Like it recognizes each other. But that like self-awareness, that like understanding of like, man, like, yeah, you clocked me, but that doesn't mean I don't deserve respect anyway. Like, oh God, I was so seated. I was like, speak on it. So we have to get in touch with LPW and be like, hey,
at least I want to see this. At least get me in the ring and put a mic in my hand.
Yes. Oh my God. I would love that also. And then what were you going to say? Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to pivot to the mask. So
I was also going to pivot to like your wrestling origin story generally, and then I think we can get into the mask.
Okay, great. Yeah, because we jumped right in.
Where does wrestling find you in your life, and then kind of your relationship with it, and then where the mask kind of like comes into like its full iteration.
So my first experience with wrestling, I remember this so vividly. I couldn't tell you what day it was, but I know for a fact it was a Friday night because that's when SmackDown was on. And I'm channel surfing, scrolling through, and then out of nowhere, I catch on to My 9 because that's where SmackDown was at the time. And like out of nowhere, just a close up of Edge, not a close up of Edge, not like pre-spear, like getting ready to do the spear. And it was like I think there was only like an hour left on the show anyway, but I stayed and I watched the whole thing. And it's like at that point I'm like, oh, I like this. And like it's that, and also growing up, mother forbade wrestling for one reason or another. The cursing, the violence, the demonism, all that bullshit. So like it became like, so you know how little kids like they sneak around and they watch South Park, some kids sneak around and watch Family Guy. Nowadays the kids would sneak around and they watch Has Been Hotel. That was me with wrestling. So from me, and I got started right around the build of Mania 25, so I got to see like
That's
the
a good
Undertaker
one.
versus Shawn Michaels. Exactly. I got to see the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels getting built. So for the time that I was a fan, from them to now, I got to see like a mix of classic guys like Shawn Michaels, the Undertaker, Edge, the Hardys, on top of new guys coming in like Sheamus. Fuck him now, but Alberto Del Rio. Like,
oh, amen. I'll
yeah,
second
it's
that.
Oh my god.
It was like this. How do I explain this? It's like the really weird transitional period coming out of ruthless aggression going into PG, but we're not like pure PG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like we're still doing shit like Triple H taking. I'm still cursing. I don't fucking care anymore.
Listen, we're horrible.
We're so you're doing stuff like Triple H, like taking a action figure of Vicky Guerrero and taking off her clothes and body shaming her and stuff like that. So like we're not exactly PG yet, but like we're getting there, you know. And after a while, after Mania 29, the second Hunter versus Taker match, I kind of fell out of love for wrestling because like things got a bit too easy to predict. And like at that point, by the way, WWE was the only thing that I ever knew. Like I knew a little bit of TNA, but like I had no idea Ring of Honor existed. I had no idea New Japan existed. None of that. So
yeah, and even then, like TNA was having like, I want to say if you're talking like 2012, 13, like those were pretty like it was like a mixed bag TNA because you got like you had like Austin Aries, Jeff Hardy, obviously AJ Styles, but you also have like this like weird influence of like Eric Bischoff and Hogan, and like it was such a weird bag TNA. Like so really like WWE
that wasn't
was
the
like,
TNA that I watched though.
Ooh, who was
that was 2010 because I very distinctly remember Abyss like hyping up 10-10-10 for a pay-per-view. So like it was Abyss, Chris Daniels, RVD, Suicide.
That's nice.
It was a good era, but like I said, I kind of fell out of love for it. And then in high school, I was told that the Undertaker somehow lost twice at WrestleMania. And like and I thought like, what the fuck are you talking about? When did this happen? When did he lose the first time? So like I clocked in, and I've been in ever since. And since then, like AEW's come out, coming out of the pandemic. That's when I started to go to more indies. Like even before all of this, like I started like touring around GCW, HOG, all those stuff.
Yeah, AEW is how like originally really Kelsey got into wrestling, because I started jumping on like when AEW came on because I was like, finally it's like just something, a different product, like so I got really excited about it. So I was watching it every week, and then she would come over on Wednesdays, we'd like order pizza, and like it was like her like first introduction to it. But AEW was also kind of my like gateway like into the indies, just because I had also grown up mostly on WWE. So AEW was like really the first place, or at least like first like national place where you're hearing about indie wrestlers and also indie promotions, because they actually allowed them to talk about them. So you kind of had like a on and off again relationship like with wrestling. So how do you get to the point where you're like, I have so many opinions about this, I need to share?
So a couple of things. Shout out to a buddy of mine. I'm not gonna say who he is, but like it was a buddy of mine that I met at work who kind of said the thing that gets said to kind of like click it. And like he said, like I told him like I've always wanted to do a podcast, like I've had my set of questions that I want to ask people, and he just said, well, why don't you just do it?
Amen.
And then like and then at that point I'm just like I started thinking like, why don't I just do it? Why don't I do that? And then I can tell you the specific show where everything finally clicked together. The People versus GCW at the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Okay.
A couple of I was taking my videos because like that's what I did before I did all this, like just videos for the sake of like memories and all that. But like to record entrances and all that. But like I took a couple of shots that kind of looked really good, and I just thought like, oh, these came out nice. Why don't I do something with these? I go to shows all the time, and I pay all this money to go to all these shows. Like I've been to how many blood sports now? I've been to how many GCWs? How many times have I been to the Amazura, the Roulette Intermedium, to this and that? Why don't I do something with it? And people started recognizing me too. That's the other thing too, because there was a dude sitting behind me who recognized me at Bloodsport. And I'm just like, well, now I'm getting recognized. So why don't I do something?
Right.
And
Wow.
the mask obviously the mask came later. I wish I had a more interesting story to come out with the mask. Basically,
listen, your story is your story. It doesn't.
Shout out to my boy Digitab who made this amazing logo right here.
I was gonna ask. Thank you so much for saying that.
Digitab, you can find him on Blue Sky. That's where he mainly operates now. This was all him. He made this hat. He came up with this design. I just told him like, listen, here's what I want for a logo. I want a mask. I want like a microphone talking like this. The rest of it, go nuts. So he went nuts, and that's where we are today. And as the mask came out, I think I've said this publicly for a while now, so I guess I can say it now again. Shout out to Montequilla at House of Glory because it was his idea and his recommendation on who to get my mask from in order for me to get masked up.
I love that. I love that guy. We've never met him like one-on-one, at least I don't think so, but we've seen him a few times and I love that guy.
Montequilla is a day oneer for me. I love that man.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, first of all, great name, incredible. And just a great wrestler.
Yes, he is. He's amazing.
Amazing. So shout out to Montequilla. Come on the show, please. Please, my God. Wow, because I love the idea of the mask for so many things because it's funny when I first started listening to your show and like when we were first kind of like knowing each other, I was like, this is cool because that way also he can just like say whatever he wants and like there's no fear of whatever. But then I was like, I literally don't even think the mask would change anything. Like I really feel like if you weren't wearing a mask, you would still say that shit. I love that.
The only thing the mask changes is that I'm doing in-face content on Instagram.
Amen. Exactly.
That's
I was
really
like, I really feel like it has nothing to do with like hiding your opinions, like being safe from your opinions. I'm like, I feel like he would still be saying that mask or no mask, which is real as hell, by the way. But wow, I have so many things to talk about with you. I feel like my brain is jumping all over the place.
If I can I'm sorry if I get interrupted for a second.
No, please.
The idea of it is that like, I guess the idea was like kind of to hide my face because God forbid fucking people want to scam you, do things like look into your history, do all the shit that look at things that you probably shouldn't be looking at, this and that, and like try to expose you because you're looking up embarrassing shit or like to your identity or whatever. So that was kind of the initial idea of like having the mask just to kind of like protect me whenever I'm on camera. But then I thought, well, everybody knows what Rey Mysterio looks like, even though he always wears his mask. So what's the point? So it's like, so at this point, it's less protecting identity and more creating an identity.
Love that.
Amen. Wow, what a great way to put that. Because I feel like it is like such a part of your brand. And again, like when we saw the unmasking, I was like gagged because immediately new mask. I commented on your video. I was like, if you stay ready, you never have to get ready. Exactly. And like you know all about that. I was like, it was immediate because I was right behind you, saw it happen, never saw your face. Like I could not have picked you out in a lineup. Well,
and that's the thing too. It's like if you really watch that back, you could see my face, but it's like it's not really something I'm trying to hide,
Right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
it's so great though.
You play up the theatrics like, oh my god, because like that's what the luchadors do. But like,
yeah,
you just that's all you got to do. Reach in the bag, pop another one on. What's that? Keep it moving.
And that's so great too, because again, it's like you are a part of the story because it's like this guy got his mask pulled off and he pulled out another one from his backpack and just put it on. Like that's incredible. Like that's beautiful storytelling.
Even if I'm in the crowd, I'm like, I need to know more about why this man's just like walking around with masks, multiple.
And that's why there ain't nobody like me.
Well, outside the ring, I was like, I'm sitting behind him because he's got there's something going on here I need to be a part of. Oh God. And also please tell me to shut up at any time because I really will get super excited and just start like rambling. And this is about you. So please take up as much space and please tell me to shut up if I start rambling. Because this is not rambling about wrestling.
Shout
But
out
it
to
will
them
be.
though, my
Oh
boys.
my God. I
love
love that
them.
guy.
I
I
love
love that guy.
Nick is the homie. I love him.
Nick is so great, and we've never met. And I comment on his Instagram as if we have known each other since we were 4 years old. I'm like, he was like, oh, I'm like ringside at NXT, and I was like, oh my God, good for you. I'm so happy. Like, I was like, we've never met, but
Ridiculous.
I was happy for him. Okay, I have one. I loved your most recent episode talking about how the indies are not dead and we're just going through a transition period. I loved. If you guys haven't seen it, please go watch it because it was mostly in response to a quote from
MJF.
and it's MJF. Thank you.
It's
I
MJF.
always for some reason want to do MFJ. I don't know why. MJF. Hashtag New Wrestling. Sorry, but about what he said. And again, it's like he's so right, but he's also so wrong. And I just loved the way that you spoke about it because it's like you, especially because you are at the indies all the time. Like you are what we say be on the GJ, boots on the ground journalism. And we actually know in a small way, like what it takes on the indies for them to make things happen like that. And it is a completely different economy. It is a completely different world. It's a completely new set of rules with the addition of social media and like just the way that it is. So I understand I just loved your opinion because I understood like what he was saying, but not quite. Like I was like, I get it, but you're kind of also wrong.
Yeah, I think it ignored a lot of the like nuances of, just today. Because I think it's MJF, he's typically in character.
Right.
And so he's always gonna kind of like turn it up. So I think it kind of like glossed over a lot of the like complexities of like what it means to like do this, like be an independent wrestler and like have to like, do the grind and have it not always work out in your favor and keep showing up. And like it's a not an easy process. And like I understand that he knows this. But there is, the farther you get away from the indies, I'm sure the less you have your toe in it,
Yeah.
So he's probably not seeing all of it the way that he would have if he was still in it.
Which is really ironic considering the tour he's been having on the indies lately.
I know. But I also imagine, like, is that like one of those things where he kind of just like, I imagine MJF showing up to an indie show now looks a lot different than MJF coming up, showing up to an indie
absolutely
show. Yeah.
It's he's definitely ignoring I've said this all in my episode. Please go and watch it. I'm begging you.
Please. It's really good too.
He's ignoring a lot. Like we said, the economy is different. The tactics are different. Like even like the last time MJF was fully on the indies was like what 2017.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah,
a lot can change in 10 years.
Right.
Yeah,
we had the world shut down for 2 years.
Right.
So like. The idea of it is like everything's changing. Like the metric of success is changing. Like how did Joe Hendry become popular? The TikToks. How did Ricky Sosa get a contract with TNA? People saw the Bang Bang Sosa was popular. And again, no shade to Ricky Sosa. I'm sure he's an incredibly talented man, but like that obviously played a part. How did Luigi Primo get 5 seconds on AEW Dynamite? Because people saw a dude saying, yo, I cook at the pizza, I did this and that. And like all of a sudden he's popular again. And I saw on Twitter, actually, some dude's like, you're telling me this dude wrestles flipping pizza dough? And I remember tweeting, we are not making Luigi Primo popular again.
We're not running this
again.
back.
Especially since I think he's anti-vax. I can't confirm that for sure. But like he might be, don't take this from me. I saw like a Reddit thing or whatever. I can't say for 100% certain, but all I know is, but even if we would take that out of the fact, like we're not making this man popular again. We're over it.
Yeah. Amen. Because my question for you in lieu of this is like, so you've said that you believe, and I agree with you, that the indies are just going through a transitionary period. So like what do you envision is on the other side of this era? Like where, like what are we moving to? Because like you said, there's an element of like virality now. Like you have to be viral, you have to do that, you have to do like whatever. So like what if we're going through this transition, like is it just that higher up talent has been snatched and we need like the younger guys to step up, and guys like guys, girls, whoever, like the younger crew to step up? Or is it like what do we think is coming in the indies, like after like we get through this like sticky period?
Well, I think we're kind of already seeing people step up. I mean, just yesterday, Gabby Forza is your inaugural Coastal Crown champion.
I love Gabby Forza.
Shout out to my boys at ETU. They're the company so far that has like, I can't tell you exactly how, but they are the ones that have like taken a chance on me in the same way that they've taken a chance on guys like Bougie. So like, big respect to them, big up to them, even though it's just because I'm giving them money for sponsoring them. But still, like, listen,
it's part of the game. We've done it. You gotta do it. You gotta get our name out there too.
Absolutely. But like, yeah, we're seeing it right now. Like, yo, Gabby Forza is the inaugural Coastal Crown champion. What else?
She's everywhere.
She's everywhere. Danhausen just moved to the WWE and is fucking electric. Like,
yeah,
I've always said this about, side note, I've always said this about Danhausen too. Like, signing Danhausen to a contract anywhere is gonna get you in trouble with the IRS because they're gonna think you have a money printer in your basement.
Yeah,
he is so profitable. If you can use him right, it is ridiculous.
You're so right about that.
And it's like we've been here before, because look at what happened with the old school NXT. How many people did they grab? El Generico, Kevin Steen, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish, Drew McIntyre.
What they did to the UK.
But we don't talk about that.
That's brutal.
They were by the grace of God, they're recovering. But like that's the idea of it. It's like we're entering this other period where like a bunch of the higher up people are getting grabbed, and so like Zeta Steel again is another one. And so you have people like Gabby Forza, Janai Kai. They're stepping up. They're taking that spot. And this is why I kind of latch onto the people that I latch onto, because like I want to be able to say like, listen, I knew you were going to be greatness. I knew that you were going to go somewhere. Like everybody else would probably saying it too, but like I want to be able to say, listen, I got to you first.
Amen. True.
Because I wholeheartedly believe that, fucking quote me on this, by 2030, we're going to see Charles Mason in the main event in either AEW or WWE. Quote me on this.
Facts. Write it down, girl.
They have
April 13th.
They have the talent. They have the quality of opponents. They have the mindset, and they have the support of people backing them. Like, how many times have the Hardys said good things about the main event? Like, and they know this. They know. Like, shout out to like Midas and Jay. Shout out to my boys. They were the first ones. So I always got their back. Always.
I love that. Loyal to the soil. Amen. If like I feel like you have that same energy of like once I see the glimmer in you, I will not unsee it, and like I will like latch onto you, which I love, because I feel like we kind of energetically sometimes get that, where it's like I don't know what it is about you, but you have that thing, and I'm gonna keep my eye on you, and then like you see why you feel that glimmer. And I feel like you are very much that way, because the people you've been speaking on for, forever, check the track, like you have always been speaking about, like, you know what I mean? Like you have that radar, I feel. Because like that's, again, like that's what I'm clocking into, is like when you're talking about like matches and like, this is who I saw, this is how I felt about them, I'm like, yeah, like I believe you, because the reputation speaks for itself. You know what I mean? So, and also even what you said, sorry, now my brain is like jumping, but even what you said, we're like, we are watching people from the indies get snatched up. Like we are literally seeing it with our own eyes. So like, we know it happens, we know it exists, and we know like, this is like the prime.
This is the name of the game.
That's like, the name of the game.
Yeah, like that is, rather for the most part, TV is the goal for most wrestlers. So we know,
right.
We know that the indies like intrinsically are transitional. They will never be the same. It is a river. The talent will never just always remain stagnant, nor do we want it to.
No, but of course not.
I do want to pivot to just because in the same manner that you are outspoken as far as like the people like you support, you are also not shy about criticizing
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call it the big bad like these days, as far as business wise, the Fed. And
I like
I
to call
want
them
to
the E.
heard. So whatchamacallit, like we're seeing kind of the consequences of some very questionable business practices that have kind of really kind of like alienated fans. And I know you've spoken about this kind of like generally, but I do want to just like get your like 2 cents on it, especially considering that we are barreling down their biggest show of the year and it is not sold out. It is nowhere close to being sold out. So we're seeing a very like in real time consequence of kind of the things that have been like going on.
They're doing worse than I think All In last year.
I think they are. Yeah.
Okay, so side note first, of course I always speak out against WWE because obviously, I mean, I don't cover them, but like if something is wrong, I will say it. I don't cover them because like I don't want to be one of those the grifter guys, because I hate falling down that rabbit hole. It's ridiculous. They make a lot of money, but they're miserable. But like, and WWE is obviously not the only one that I do this to. Like if AEW is gonna talk shit, if AEW is gonna do something stupid, I talk about it. Like
Absolutely.
like bring back Ronda Rousey, bringing back Camille, all that.
Oh, I literally said about Ronda Rousey. I messaged Xavier. I was like, I'm allowed to be upset about this, right? I don't know why, but I'm just mad about it. And he was like,
I was like,
yeah.
No, she does not. She doesn't respect the business. She doesn't like the business. No. I don't know why we keep dragging her around. But anyway,
like TNA, I obviously talk about TNA. Like I was thinking about talking about TNA in the next episode, and I kind of like I have to gauge how hard I want to go, because God forbid with the way I talk, no company is going to want to hire me.
They should know.
I'm aware of that. I'm well aware of that, but it's like you kind of have you, and this is something that so many wrestlers and so many people have told me: be blunt, but be respectful. And like sometimes, and like I really do try, but like sometimes some stupid shit happens, and like you just can't be respectful about it. And that is the case with WWE, with a lot of things, because it's the pricing out people, the pricing out families, not giving respect to wrestlers. Why the fuck is Pat McAfee the focus on a Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton feud?
Dude, the way that like has been just like driving me up a wall. Like I never like am compelled to be like, let me post something. Like I posted on my story the other day. I was like, why do we care? Like I'm so confused as to why I'm supposed to care about Pat McAfee.
And here's the thing about it too: celebrities in WrestleMania is nothing new. Absolutely nothing new. This has been
every segment.
This has been a thing since the first WrestleMania. I understand that. You understand that. Everybody understands that. The problem is taking up space in the main story. And that's the issue. Nobody had an issue with Bad Bunny teaming up with Damian Priest against John Morrison and The Miz. Nobody had an issue with Floyd Money Mayweather getting into a boxing match with Big Show. Nobody had an issue with, who was it, Mickey Rourke boxing out Chris Jericho at Mania 25? Right. Was it Mickey Rourke or was it somebody else?
It was Mickey Rourke because of the wrestler.
Yeah. Nobody had, well, okay, but I thought it was the actor, but fuck me, I guess. Anyway.
No. I meant like the movie, The Wrestler. It is the actor.
Yeah. Oh, right.
yeah, you're good.
The point of it being is that like these are spots being taken up by Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee in the main segment of WrestleMania. Like even Pat McAfee he wasn't in the main event. But here's, not only is he in the main event, he's taking the title away from the show. If you look at the clip from the Pat McAfee show today, the belt is on his chair.
Weird.
Why is he holding the belt? Why is Randy Orton in the backside? And that's just one problem. I have multiple problems with the WWE. The ticketing prices, the booking, the treatment of the champions, the lack of a focus on actual in-ring wrestling, the colluding with the president of the United States.
Also, another like really disappointing thing that like just is like the backslide of like the spotlight on women's wrestling. Like that really pisses me off, because it's just like they had literally just started getting that like main event kind of like status, and were really proving and showing out that they can and draw money in those spots. So it really just kind of like baffling that we're like backsliding into like just like what all of a sudden we don't have spots to showcase all these women. I was like, why did you sign all of these women if we're gonna like only have the tag team championships spotlighted? Like, please, please.
The only positive I can give them in regards to the women is that Charlotte Flair isn't in a title feud right now.
Yeah. Well, they need
God.
They needed to.
And like all respect to Charlotte Flair, all respect to her, but they overuse the fuck out of her when it comes to that idea. But otherwise, it's there's no focus on the women, like you said. Like all right, how do I put this? Julia gets nothing. Julia gets nothing, and it's not. And like I understand this because the crowds aren't excited for her because you're not making the crowds excited for her.
That's right. Yes, that is your job. Like. That is your job. I really
think she should have, like, they should have allowed her to stay in NXT longer and, like, get her to have the matches that we know that she's absolutely capable of having, that they're not going to give her on SmackDown or Raw because they're 8-minute matches and they're, you know, you got to hit your cues and blah, blah, blah. You have to advertise for 19 things. But at least in NXT, there is, because it's, you know, it's Shawn Michaels, it's a smaller playground, it's a little bit more wrestling centric, so that we could have seen and kind of built up her stock as far as getting behind her in-ring ability, and then we could have moved her to the main roster, and then her, like, the language barrier wouldn't be a thing, like, would be a less of a factor, or at least the way that they're making it seem like that's the reason that things aren't happening.
Because you know what it is too, it's that it's like live fans don't respect women's wrestling. And like that's a broad brush to paint. Don't get me wrong, I understand that. But like when the only way Stephanie Vaquer for a couple of months could get cheers is when she was doing the Devil's Kiss and everyone's gooning over it, or when I have personally been in crowds and I've been in sections where I see drunk, horny men of whatever age looking at Lyra Valkyria doing like those in between commercial Netflix interviews and then shouting, "Clap them cheeks!" Like, yo, fuck you. Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
When I see Shayna Baszler in a speed match and then people shouting boo or this is boring, fuck you. Who says Shayna Baszler is boring?
It's so crazy. You're crazy.
I was like, she will tie you in a pretzel and like roll you down a hill. Yes! Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
where is? And again, we want to go back to ETU. Shout out to ETU because they just had a 10-women tournament to crown a new champion. Majority of the card was women. It was only like 2 matches involving the men.
Love it.
And so good. Like,
yeah.
We
get. I'm sorry to cut you off. I give
go.
I give shit like this for AEW too, because you know what? At Revolution, only one card on the match. Actually, technically 2, because one match was 11 minutes. But only one women's match on the card, let's be specific, went over 10 minutes. House of Glory is even worse with it.
Like, what the fuck,
and
though?
That's only probably because like a lack of like women students. Because like I know there are women students at House of Glory. I know that for a fact because I've seen them. But like. Not a lot of them are TV ready, I think is what it is. So it's like, we only have like maybe 4 or 5 women's wrestlers in House of Glory. So right now the women's division is dominated by like Shotzi and all them. And all respect to Shotzi, but like you can't always get Shotzi.
Right.
She's busy. She booked in busy.
She busy.
All of the past couple women's wrestlers of women HOG women's champions, Shotzi Blackheart, Indy Hartwell, Megan Bain, they've all had other things that they needed to do.
Crazy.
So like women's wrestling as a whole just doesn't get the amount of respect that it does for like that they should. So thank God for like stuff like ETU doing this. Thank God for Stardom, TJPW, Sukeban's coming back to New York. I didn't notice until like last week. So women's wrestling is, thank God, they're still it's on the rise, I suppose, because like we're still getting so many more talented women. Like again, we talk about Janai Kai, Gabby Forza, but
I love Janai Kai too.
That's the thing is like it's not like there aren't. I don't want to be like there's no opportunities, but it's for the caliber of talent that there is right now. It's just it's disappointing that it's just not spotlighted more, especially considering like as far as like. I'm concerned, like WWE, like your main stars are going to be 50 in the next like 5 years.
Yeah.
And all of your women are the ones that are actually now hitting their prime, because they've been around long enough to like get the experience you need to kind of like have that polish. So it's just like a weird, like, why would you not hard pivot? I was like,
The women had the best match at WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
yes,
that says everything. And the fact that one of the women that was part of that match is not going to be at Mania this year, it's looking like it's ridiculous. Because like Bianca Belair, well, she's hurt. We can't control that. Rhea Ripley is what, Jade Cargill?
Yeah.
That's going to be a fine match, not a great match, a fine match. But
yes,
Io Sky versus Asuka could steal the fucking show.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be crazy.
But
Need that in my life.
And the thing is just like, I just wish they would just pull the trigger and like take the time and tell the story. Because even like, it's like even if they give you the match, it's like, I want the story, like, and that's like on any kind of level. That's in the indies, like, especially if you're like able to utilize social media to further push your stories, like, fantastic. I will give because they have the benefit of doing so. But Wrestling Open has like a weekly, like they do shows weekly, so they are able to do kind of stories in the same manner that you see like weekly television, like AEW, WWE. But it's just like I feel like there are ways to tap into storytelling, even if you can't as consistently put on like a physical show.
Absolutely. Especially for a company that constantly talks about how they put a story above wrestling.
Right. Well, so this is great because it also segues into Unreal, which I want to talk about, which I know you also don't approve of, which I'm very excited to have this conversation because I've recently switched sides about Unreal. But just from a WWE perspective, they're showing us Unreal. They're showing us the backstage scene. There's not one single woman in the storyboard room. Like
not a single colored person either.
No. And I'm like, okay, women are first, and not to be like whatever, like women, but also women. It's just like, we are excellent storytellers. Like there's so much material there. And like, they can't think of anything to ever do with women, but it's also because like, you're all men. Like, and not to be like men don't understand women because it's not like whatever, not all men, but like there's not one woman's perspective like in that room, and it's just like she doesn't have this, she doesn't have that, she can't do this, and it's like but we're not discussing like, okay, so if she's not good in this way, like how can we pivot to her strength, which is this? Like, there's no discussion. It's just like no, and we can just put her with that. And I'm like, I just don't understand like why we're literally fighting to the point of tears over like one man's storyline, fine. But like the women's division, it's just like, well, I'm not sure what to do with her. So we'll give her like Chelsea, like we'll give her the belt and we have no idea what to do now.
Or even if you look at, that's the United States, the women's United States Championship, where there is no division with which to actually have. There wasn't a deep enough
because they fired everybody.
Yeah, there wasn't a deep enough roster to then implement a secondary title. So they have a secondary division, like the middle card is 3 women, and you're just supposed to. I was like, what is this? Like 2001? Like what are we?
But not even that is an excuse because the women's Intercontinental Championship was doing just fine.
Right. Well, but like I feel like they specifically they went with Becky to make sure that it was fine. Like I feel like
even before Becky, Lyra was doing great.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you, but I just think they did a poor job of distributing the middle card between the 2 shows. Like I don't know, and especially considering how many women are in NXT. Like I'm like, hello, are we gonna tap any of them?
How many women in NXT are better wrestlers than the men?
Most, honestly. The women are why I tune into NXT. Kendall Gray.
Kendall Gray is oh my god! Like I don't watch NXT anymore because I don't watch WWE anymore. But every once in a while, I'll catch clips of Kendall Gray, and I'm like, oh my god, where did she come from?
I love her.
She's such a beast. Because I was I was very intrigued by Evolve, so I was watching like Evolve in the beginning. I've kind of fallen off mostly just because I'm busy, but there's so much wrestling.
So much
But
wrestling.
like she's her and Callie Armstrong are just people that like stand out to me as far
I
as
love
like
Callie Armstrong too.
Absolutely.
because I remember telling Kelsey like when we first started watching like Evolve, I was like, these two are like the most complete package as far as like coming to like a developmental, like coming with the most tools. And I mean, it shows they're already like up and out.
Yeah, bye.
But yeah.
I'm like pivoting back to Unreal really quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go finish.
So I, at first, because I love the tea, I love behind the scenes, I love lore. I just love lore. I always want to know why. I always want to know who, whatever. So the first season of Unreal, I ate it up. I was like, oh my God, I love this. This is so interesting. I want to see the behind the scenes, whatever. But then the second season, I was watching it, and what really lost me is they're talking about evolution and the women's Royal Rumble, and they played Charlie XCX, and I don't know why. I was like, I feel like you're pandering to me. I don't like that. Like, was Charlie XCX my number one played artist like 2 years ago? Yes, I love her. She's great. But I was like, but why with the men it was like this epic whatever song, and then with the women it's like, I know what girls like. Charlie XCX. It's a Brat Summer, right? Am I right, ladies? Like, I just felt like, what the fuck is this? Like, I was like, I don't come here because who is this for? And I was like, I don't come here to watch wrestling because I'm like, oh, and yes, whatever reason you watch wrestling is whatever reason you watch wrestling, but this isn't going to be the thing. Like, let's play Charlie XCX because it'll get the girls involved. I'm here to watch women beat each other up. I don't need this. Like, do you know what I mean? It just felt so pandery to me. And then highlighting so much of Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll. And I was like, we didn't talk once to Jade Cargill. We only talked about Naomi's perspective, which fine. Like, I also want to see Naomi's perspective, but like not talking about, and I know that you didn't watch it because like WWE, but I was like, it was so heavily focused on like the wrong people. I felt I don't give a shit what Jelly Roll did to get in shape. God bless. Good for you, sir. Happy for you, whatever. I don't need to know his workout routine. I don't care. I want to like the moments that I cared about were like how they set up Seth dropping the crutches, like how they set up like what like Becky wasn't going over as a heel. So how do we pivot? Like that kind of writer's room things. But this season, I was like, first of all, again, it felt so pandering to like girl power, and like it should just be without saying by like upping your women's roster and like making their stories more interesting. That's just how you should do it. And like, just I don't care about Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll. Point blank. Period. Cody Rhodes is the WWE champ, and he wasn't in it. Like he was in it like one time. Like, what are we doing? Like highlighting Penta? Yes, love that. Love to see Penta do literally anything. Love to see Penta literally convert oxygen into carbon dioxide. I will watch that for 8 hours. But like the other stuff, I was like, this was like a waste of my time. And now I have that paranoia. I feel like you kind of briefly touched on this in your episode about Unreal, was like, it's a work. The whole thing is propaganda. It's like an extra work. And like even Cody Rhodes mentioned that briefly in his podcast where he was like, well, it's the work within a work. Unreal. And I don't really know how I feel about it because it's like, again, it's
I just don't want to think that much. Like, if you can't tell me the story in the context of the show that you're like, it's the same way I feel about like Marvel. If I have to watch like 9 things to understand the movie I am currently watching, then you didn't do a good job telling me a story. I'm so sorry. But if I have to watch like Unreal to get like some kind of like weird tidbit that I'm supposed to then apply to like Raw or Smack, like I don't want it. It's too much work.
For a company that doesn't focus on the wrestling, they're making wrestling too complicated.
Yeah.
Boop. Yeah.
This is why I'm done with them. This is why I don't watch them. This is why until my 2 minimum things, if they can bring down ticket prices and if they can stop fucking around with Donald Trump, I'm cool. Well, not cool, but like we're getting somewhere.
Look.
Yeah,
I'll take a peek.
Like, I'm willing to talk about it. Otherwise, every other podcast, everybody else, y'all can have them. Y'all can go ahead and complain about like, oh, how come WrestleMania Vegas costs so much money? By the way, like they'll be like, oh, it costs an arm and a leg and a couple of kidneys to go to WrestleMania, and then in the same sentence go, ZOMG, I'll see you in Vegas.
Girl, I'm not kidding.
I'm
not kidding.
I'm sorry if this comes out disrespectful to any of my mutuals, but like I swear to God, if you are paying money to go to Vegas for WrestleMania after complaining about the money to go to WrestleMania, you do not have the right to complain.
Amen.
Period. Because there are so many other ways and this isn't you're not allowed to cover WWE, because of course you are. Of course you are. It's my decision to not talk about WWE, and it's with my knowledge that the numbers are not going to be as good on my end, because I know I'm not talking about the popular thing. So it's a struggle for me. So if you want to go ahead and talk about the popular guys, you are perfectly valid for it. But there are other ways to do it. Watch parties, fucking sitting at home and watching it. Do what you want because the pirate is free.
Amen. Yo, amen. Yo, amen.
That's my jam.
There are ways to get your content on WWE without giving them your money. That's all I'm saying.
Amen. No, 100. It's so true, and I hate that shit. Like because it kind of gives the same energy of like complaining about who's in office and you didn't vote. It's like, how about you shut up? Like, how about you shut up actually, because you didn't do any. Like that was my favorite segment. Like some late night person did this one time where they went out and interviewed people about the poll, and they're like, and who did you vote for? And like, oh, I couldn't get to the polls. And they'd be like, okay, like you can't complain. Shut up.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, what were you gonna say? Because I was gonna say we should probably pivot to the rapid
I know.
fire.
Sorry. I just I love your show, and your opinions just make me like, I'll be sitting there at work and I'll be like, oh, like so this was exciting for me because I was like, I can just rant and rave with my friend. I'm
really happy that somebody else is like, because I've met fans at shows, and like I've met people who like actually enjoy my stuff. So, like it always like it's such an egotistical thing to say, but it always like brightens my day to see like people like actually like sit down and like enjoy my stuff. It's like
no, of course.
it means I'm doing something right.
Right.
It means the numbers don't say it, but it means I'm doing something right.
They will.
Listen,
you just got to keep doing it.
They will. And I was gonna say this too, that because you are so able to like, you will give your flowers without a doubt. Again, loyal to the soil. But you will also say the hard truths. And like, that is why your voice is so important, because, and that to be hired somewhere, because like people just need like a real bitch on the roster. And like, you will give like the real shit. And that's why you need people like that on your roster. So guys, if you're listening, scouts, pick up this man before I do. But
it's my dream to be on commentary. It really
and
is.
you would be great at it, because again, like you will say the hard things, but you also get like, you're not just a curmudgeon. Like you just, like you said, you're a very avid fan who's a believer in the business. So like you care about it. And when you care about something, like you're just passionate about it, which is great.
I'm very in my feelings. I understand that, especially when it comes to like personal shit that some people say, like obviously I'm not happy with Camille being back in AEW because personal reasons, political reasons that we don't need to get into, but like it's I'm very much in my feelings, and I'm willing to give people their flowers. Like you said, I'm willing to give people their flowers wherever I can. Like even WWE, if WWE does something right, I'll say they're doing something right, and they have been. They've been doing Oba Femi. They've been doing everything right with Oba Femi. They've been doing everything right with Danhausen. So like,
love Danhausen.
I'm not gonna love that Danhausen. I'm not so like it. There's no other way to put it. Just like I'm willing to, and I'm definitely willing to admit when I'm wrong, or if I'm ever wrong. But like I understand, like big companies don't want someone who is like this bold on their roster. But then again, hey, House of Glory has JD from New York on commentary. Who said that?
Oh my gosh! Amen.
Let me not talk about that. Let me not talk about that.
Let's pivot.
Because then I'm gonna get really in my feelings, and all of a sudden I'm gonna be banned from Queens.
Oh my god, which cannot happen.
Cannot
happen. Okay, so on your show, there is a specific set of questions that you ask every wrestler at the end of their interviews. So Yay! Okay, so I've written down those questions, and I did because I also listened to obviously the KHS interview, and I feel like you added a few extra for him. I added those as well because I really want to get the full picture if I can.
I added a few for Scotland Green as well because like he's a ring announcer for LPW.
Yeah, I love that. Again, it's like you add there's those like same chunk, but then you add like you sprinkle in like the extra based on like the person, and I love that.
I wasn't originally going to ask those originals, but then I thought, hey, it might be funny if they answer.
Yeah, it's great. Oh my god, it's great because then I was sitting there and I was like, what would I say? And I was like, favorite move to perform, filling the coffee pot. Like favorite, I was like doing like Kevin really gave it his best where he was like a cutter, but I was like, I would be like, who could I fight all the time, like forever? The government. Like who could I fight? You know what I mean? But yeah. That's why I just love the questions. But okay, so Crit, what is your favorite move to perform?
I'm gonna answer this as if I was a wrestler.
As you should.
The H-bomb.
Period.
Ooh.
I love Ilya Dragunov's H. Like as soon like I loved Torpedo Moscow, but then he started doing the H-bomb, and I'm like, this is such an amazing. It hurt so bad. It looks like it hurts. Second would probably be Sister Abigail though.
Period. That is
like it's
Bray Wyatt's finisher.
See, again, new to wrestling. There's some things. Xavier's gonna have to show me some things.
Yeah, we're all the way like back in like the 90s. I show her like current things like when I can, but I also try not to spoil too many things for her.
Right.
So she hasn't quite got to Bray Wyatt yet.
All right. Like it just like a side note. I just think this is really funny. It's the idea of like, if you know me, then you know that I'm a very much a work rate guy. I love my in-ring. I love all of that. But like, and we'll get to it when we get to it. Go ahead.
Okay. Favorite color gear to wear?
Red, blue, and yellow.
Amen. I was hoping that would be the answer. Dream match.
It's a tough one. Usually my guests give me 3, so I'm gonna try and give you 3.
Go for it.
Bray Wyatt, rest in peace. Rest in peace to one of the great ones. Penta.
Oh, I love that guy.
And
you must not like your arm very much.
This is gonna sound so weird. Charles Mason.
Period. Good luck.
He's gonna fucking kill me.
What was so funny?
With glee on his face.
Yes.
Oh my god. That was like when Kevin was like, well, all of these will be squash matches and I will die, but here are my top 3.
Here's a top 3 I wouldn't mind dying to. Just for the sake of like imagining how, because like I'm so fascinated of the how do we get to this match type deal, like the story that we would get to that match. Working with those 3 people would be amazing.
Yeah, I love that. That would be so cool.
This is going to sound so fucking weird. I may as well just reveal this now. This sounds so fucking weird. I've fantasy booked a match between me and Penta before.
Hey,
in my mind.
Listen,
and like the idea of it is me being a guy, like a big Penta super fan, watching him win all the time, and then the one time I see him lose, that's when I crack. That's when the betrayal happens, and then we eventually build up to the feud, and the final match would be what I would have called a Cero Miedo match, which is basically me trying to get Penta to not be the lame ass Penta Oscuro that we saw in AEW. I wanted to face the demon Pentagon Dark that was in Lucha Underground.
Oh, hey man, I need to show you Lucha Underground, Kelsey.
Thank you.
That's how you know I'm autistic as fuck, because this is the shit that goes on in my head.
You're like,
I love it.
I love it. No, because this is the two of us like delusional besties, like yes, exactly ourselves. Yes. Like if you knew the voice memos that I send this man about, like if I'm watching something like wrestling alone, I'm like, and another thing, like I just go insane. So you are in the right company, because
and this is what I do to move different, because everyone else like gives their opinions. They're like, oh, this and that, but I'm just sitting here like, apologies to y'all, but like how many podcasters do you know wear the mask? How many podcasters do you know fantasy book themselves? How many podcasters do you know cut promos on Instagram and feud with wrestlers?
That's what I'm saying. Just you. And
Watch that. I'm telling you, it's going to be the feuding with wrestlers that gets you to the top. I'm telling you.
Honestly, period. It's like those restaurants where they're mean to you, like on purpose, and now it's like a thing. Like, it's like you go on this show because you're going to beef with me, and we're going to see if you can do a tete-a-tete. But I love that because it's like people will do like, oh, if I could wrestle, I would wrestle this person. But like, what's the story?
Yeah.
Well, you can answer that. It's like, here's the story. Here's exactly how it would go. And like, nobody could say that. Like, so Dream Championship.
Despite all the bullshit that I've said about them, the Intercontinental Championship.
Fair. Wow. That's a lot of history.
Either Intercontinental or TNT.
Okay.
I love a good workhorse mid-card title.
Honestly, I feel like Xavier does too.
I really do. Yeah,
you do. Because Xavier is my sensei in wrestling. Like, I know that the Intercontinental Championship is like, you got to defend that shit every week, or otherwise it's meaningless. Like, I feel that way. Like, that's that's a belt with a lot of scratches on it, metaphorically.
And also shout out to the NXT North American Championship. Majority of the belt holders all minority.
I love that, actually,
and that's beautiful.
Now that I'm thinking about that,
I mean, look at it. There's only like a small handful of like white people that have held the title, but it's mostly being guys like Leon Ruff, Damian Priest. Do I even say his name? Velveteen Dream. That's you can forget about that. You can forget about that. Wesley Obafemi.
Right. Yeah. That was so funny.
Insane. Somebody you think you could fight forever? I love this question. Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry, I talked over you.
Moon Spider.
Period.
Well, and I want to see it. Like LBW. Hi. Hey. I'm like, hello.
Give me a reason.
You have plenty. You got plenty.
Give me one more.
If you watch the interview, y'all, that's all you need. You got plenty. And then that little promo afterwards.
Oh my.
Turn. I was turned. You don't understand.
I'd be thinking to myself, am I cringe for doing this? But then I'm like, no fuck it, embrace the cringe.
To be cringe is to be free.
Yes, exactly.
Amen.
And be free.
But like, if I were to give like an actual answer besides the dude that I hate the most, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, actually. Gunther.
Period.
Ooh.
I feel like Gunther can have either Gunther or Bryan Danielson.
And those are two men that could go forever.
Those are two men that could go forever.
Those are two men that could go forever and could carry me to a good match every time.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Solid answer. Because also it's not even just like, can you fight forever? It's like how the story, again, like the 3D view of the 5D view of the experience of like, it's not just about like this one piece, it's all the pieces. Period.
Right. But besides those two, fuck the Herald.
I know, because when you said his name, I was like, oh my God. He said it, it echoed. A match that you have seen or performed that you've learned the most.
That one's really tough for me. Oh my God. Shit. I'm tying up the line because this is hard. Because I've seen a lot of matches both back in the day and now. And like so many of my guests have given me so many different answers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think
that is a hard question.
That I've learned from the most. Probably. You know what? I think I got one. It might not be the one that I say like in the future, but this is the closest I could think of. Wesley versus Ilya Dragunov versus Axiom versus JD McDonough versus Dragon Lee. Right? Those are the 5.
Whoa, I have no idea.
Xavier would know. He's glitching.
Wait, one more time. Sorry, my things go one more time.
Wesley versus Ilya Dragunov versus JD McDonough versus Axiom versus Dragon Lee.
Oh my God, that would be for like a blur of a match. That would be, or like who would I?
Yeah.
When was this?
Stand and Deliver a few years ago. for the North American Championship.
I'm gonna have to go back. I don't know what I was doing, but I missed that one.
It was one of those matches where I just had my mouth open the entire goddamn time.
Well,
and like
everybody
if I start talking to myself in the middle of watching a match, that's how I know it's good.
Me as hell.
Everybody in that match is so like so fast and like
exactly.
so smooth.
And I guess and usually the follow-up I would ask is like, what's the lesson you took from that match? And that would be balancing multiple people in one match, because I think that match was one where everybody involved got to do a perfect amount. Like, because you when you watch like match with multiple people, usually like maybe one gets a little bit more than the other, some get less than the other. That was a match where it's like, okay, everybody got something to do, everybody got something to say, everybody got a spot that the crowd will remember. It was like somehow the perfect way of balancing five high octane people with multiple different styles in one match.
Wow, that's a great answer. We need to watch that.
Yeah, maybe we'll take a peek about that and then talk about it on a future episode. We'll let you know when we do.
It's one of my favorites.
I love that. And that's such a good answer too, because again, it's like if five people who, like you said, are high octane all got their spot and like everyone was highlighted in a great way. Like, yeah, of course, that's like a beautiful lesson to be learned. Like, that's how you do wrestle. That's how you do wrestling.
Yeah. That's how you do the wrestle.
That's how you do the wrestle. Favorite finisher?
I mean, I said it was my favorite move to perform, either the H-bomb or Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
But
I love that.
But like, I would love to do the H-bomb more. Sister Abigail is my favorite.
And what would your finisher be?
See, I've thought about that. See, I've had people tell me names for a move, but not like what the move would be. But probably a V trigger, because I love a running knee. I love a crispy running knee. Like that's the quickest way to my heart from a wrestler. Can you do a really good knee strike? Can I hear it from the crowd? How crispy
is your knee strike?
How crispy is your knee?
How crispy is your knee?
Put that on a shirt.
Yeah, is it air fried or you reheat it in the microwave? I need to know.
And I've had people tell me you'll call it the critical hit.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh.
But my stupid ass, my Mark ass would also do a Sister Abigail, and I would call it like Follow the Buzzards or He Loves You, something like that. Just as like acknowledgement to Bray. Yes.
Because I was gonna say like even like ringside, something with like but you end up on like you know how like Darby does the coffin drop sometimes like right on the side.
Yeah.
Like I like some sort of like the ringside something would also be like really good. Like I don't know, critical hit. I don't know if it would be
like a finisher, just because it'd be hard to finish the match if you're.
Oh yeah, no way. But like a move.
But definitely a signature.
Yep, like the ringside slam or like I don't know something, because like that would also be very very fierce.
Like a solid sidewalk slam on the ring apron.
That's what I'm trying.
Little drive-by drop kick.
Ooh, love.
Ooh. Is your drop kick crispy?
Yeah,
hey, man.
I talked a lot of shit about Roman Reigns, but one thing I will say, his drive-by drop kick is crispy.
Yes.
And sometimes we just have to give it to him.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
And that will happen. Okay, favorite theme song.
I have one. I know I do.
It's hard.
It is. Like now I gotta check my Apple Music, because I'm one of those assholes that listens to wrestling music on my phone.
I love it. While you're thinking about it, though, one of my favorites is actually your boys Charles Mason's, because we are big
I love
fans
that.
over here.
Love
and it is a quality cover of a Shania Twain song.
I love that. I'm also very into Sammy Chaos's new entrance music, the metal dreamy version of Life is Like a Prayer.
Very good.
Very into that at this time.
I got it.
What?
Eddie Kingston's.
Ooh.
Eddie King. The way Mikey Ruckus described it, Castlevania meets DMX.
That's you just literally like I don't know, like
awaken something in me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like Like I just started levitating.
Oh, so good.
I love. Okay, also one day we need to have just a sit and kiki about Castlevania, but that's another day.
And I don't know if this is a question that you wanted to ask, but I figured let me put it out there. What my theme song would be.
Please tell me that.
I have two things. I have two that I have in mind. It's either I Came to Play by Eli Paperboy Reed, which the first time I heard it was from Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Oh my god.
And
and it imprinted on you. Yeah. I get it.
And then for the Keishan side, it would be Ready to Die by Andrew WK.
Also, it's like giving Mick Foley in the sense that you have two different like
themes,
entrance, two different personalities. Yeah. He's like, don't say that. But I love the idea of an alter ego. Like, I love a wrestler with an alter ego. I'm really kind of like on the train of like, we need to bring back gimmicks in a way. I don't even really love to use the word gimmicks, but like in the most highest, like respectful way. Like, I really want to bring back
characters.
Thank you. I love that. Like, I love the idea of an alter ego, different music, different style, like different, like it's just so good. So yes, please that.
It's not I wouldn't call this an alter ego or anything, but like there is a dude in LPW right now that is like kind of bringing back that vibe of like characters in wrestling. Shout out to him. His name is Diego Sterling. My man is a pirate. And the last time I saw him in a match, he straight up pulled out a flintlock pistol in the middle of a match. And I just stood there and I'm like, that is commitment to a character. I love it.
Not the flintlock pistol.
Yes.
Okay, that's incredible. That's what I'm saying though, because even Danhausen, it's like, that's something. Like I like a little zest. I love a little spice. Like I think that's fun. And like there's go ahead.
Danhausen is interesting because there's no way to describe him.
Not one.
I mean, I can kind of do it now, but like because like based on the intro that he got a while back, but like for the longest time, I would just say like he's Danhausen. But now I would describe him as like the monsters in wrestling. But like you would have to know who the monsters are to get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's a deep cut.
Okay, thank God you guys get it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I love the monsters. I'm not crazy, but I mean, not for that reason.
Because like I'm like what 27 and I know who the monsters are, and I like my fellow Gen Zers would like, who the fuck are the monsters?
Oh yeah,
so I have to
we're old people.
Because I have to describe it as like, do you know who the Addams Family are? And they say, okay, yeah, I've heard of them. Like, okay, think like that.
You've heard of them? You didn't want to be in their family?
Yeah.
The Addams family, comma Addams.
Exactly.
What? I'm trying to have Uncle Fester really, at the cookout.
And it gets really funny too because like in like Danhausen's last intro, they said 1311 Mockingbird Lane, which means he lives right next door to the monsters. I love it. This is what
I'm saying. I eat that shit. I eat that shit up. Like that's fun. That's interesting. And it's even like a Toni Storm, for example. Like she has a character, but it's so fierce. It's so fierce and it's so cool. And it's still like her, but it's so something else. I can't even talk about it because I just get like really, I'm just gonna like peel the skin off my face. Like I just like it's just cool. Bring that back. Bring back characters. Like I'm happy you're using your name and you feel proud of that, but like also like get a little weird with it. I miss when the bitches would get weird a little bit. Weird within reason. But anyway, so my final question to you, at least from this docket, is your top 5 wrestlers.
So number 5 is Will Ospreay.
Period.
Are we alive?
Oh yeah,
I can hear you.
Sorry.
Okay, no, because everything shut down.
Yeah, it like froze for 1 second, but we're back. I think.
Okay, like I can hear you. Y'all can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm out. It sounds like I'm on a delay.
Hold on, I'm looking at my stuff.
I mean, I can hear you fine now. I don't know if we're delayed for you.
No, because like your responses are delayed when they haven't been delayed this whole time. Is the thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Is it better now?
I think so.
Maybe.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep talking and then like I guess edit it in post.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. No worries.
Okay. So my top 5 changed a lot for the longest time. So this is the top 5 that I've settled on right now. But what I will say is the top 3 never changes. So
okay.
So right now number 5 is Will Ospreay.
Love that.
Yeah,
because like
Definitely
he's the one of the best in the world, complete package.
Period.
Everything, mic work, in-ring work, like one of the best to ever do it. Number 4 is funny you mentioned her, Toni Storm.
amen. Yeah, thank you.
Because like, okay, not only is she a phenomenal in-ring wrestler, but like her character, like every once in a while I kind of think she does too much, but then like she does something to pull me right back in, and I'm like, okay, I love Timeless. I love Timeless.
I love her so much. Oh,
It gets like it's such a weird balancing act, because there's times where I think like this is getting stupid, like this is getting ridiculous, and then like the next week it's just like, oh my god, this is fun. I'm waiting for the comeback, because that's gonna be phenomenal.
Oh, I already know there's gonna be like ransom notes. It's gonna be ridiculous.
Oh, there's gonna be so much. There's gonna be so much drama.
I can't wait. This is what I'm saying. Drama.
And the fact that she's based on those old Turner Classic movies, and I love Turner Classic Studios. I love Warner Brothers.
I hate TCM. I am a TCM girly. Yes, I'm a TCM girly. Absolutely.
Number 3 is Ilya Dragunov.
Fantastic.
Like I like the way he'll beat somebody up and make it feel so real. Like Ilya Dragunov and Walter Part 2 is one of my top matches, one of my favorite matches.
Yes, absolutely.
It was such an amazing match, and his run as NXT champion, the trilogy with Carmelo Hayes was one of the best modern trilogies of all time.
Yes,
bar fucking none. It is up there with FTR and the Briscoes. I'm telling you.
Period. Love
my god.
I love that.
Number 2 is Penta. Because like because of the demon that because he was so popular in Lucha Underground that he went from being my water spilled. I'm so excited.
So passionate.
No, because Penta went from being the sidekick to Chavo Guerrero in season 1 of Lucha Underground to being the mascot by season 3, because he was on such demon timing. It's ridiculous. Don't tell her nothing about what goes on between him and Vampiro, because I want her to be completely surprised.
Period. Got it.
You need to witness it for yourself.
That is so kind phenomenal. Of you to say.
Phenomenal.
I love that.
He is the complete, like, Ospreay is the complete package. Penta is the complete package, but better, because he's also a deathmatch guy.
I love Penta. I love Penta so much. And that was the thing. That was the only part of Unreal I was really locked into, because I just want to know everything about him, to the point where I like consume his soul or something, where I'm just like I just want to get that close. Like he's just so incredible.
Again, to give WWE credit, they kind of fumbled in the middle, but they're doing right by Penta, and that gives me life.
Yes. Period.
Okay, and
very excited.
I'm sorry. Number 1 is Bray Wyatt.
Oh yes.
I'm sorry. You were excited about what?
Oh no, I was gonna say I'm excited to see like if like this ladder match that Penta's definitely like orchestrating like turns out pretty good at WrestleMania. I hope it does.
Oh, it'll be fantastic. Look who's in it.
So, oh no, I know. I hope they give them the time to actually pull it off is what I'm more concerned about.
Yeah, for sure. But like it's a ladder match. It'll probably get like a good decent all you need is like 15 minutes max.
True.
Very true.
But
and wait, who was your number 1?
Bray Wyatt. And like just to show you the commitment I have to it, like I'm gonna be right back. Give me 1 second.
Sure. We love when they make a grand exit to bring a prop. We love a prop. Absolutely. Give me something to put my hands in.
Immerse me in the lore with tangible physical evidence.
Absolutely. I'm not one to not walk around a Target just knocking things off the shelves with a magic wand. I mean, not these days because fuck Target, but you know what I mean.
Amen.
Okay, so here I have I don't know if it's caught on camera.
Oh, you have the title? That's awesome.
It was on sale on Black Friday a couple years back. I could have gotten him to sign it, but he was all the way upstate, so I couldn't make it. And then unfortunately he did pass away. But I did
that sick though.
It is, and like I was able to at least meet the Wyatt Six and get a picture with this belt with them without mask, because this was before this.
BM before mask.
And on the other thing.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Awesome. That must be a fun one to explain.
I found this on eBay. It's signed
if you
by
are
him.
if you are just listening, it is the Bray Wyatt like lantern, but the big daddy with the face.
Holy shit!
And it has his signature. I don't know.
I love that.
I'm telling you, when it came in the mail, I just started hugging it and I felt like crying.
Oh, I love that so much.
Because like it's, oh my god, here's the you know me by the way I talk. I love work rate. I love good in-ring matches. I love the wrestling of the wrestling. But and Bray Wyatt, just bare bones about it, was not a great wrestler. He was average. And on a scale of 5, he was a 3, maybe a 3.5. But his commitment to his character, his microphone work, the way he could suck you in, and the way he could talk about like demons and act like he was this otherworldly being, but make you believe every single word that he said. Like it captivated me. Like, and oh my god, the day he passed away, you don't know how many people called me to make sure that I was doing okay. And at first I was fine, and then they did the double tribute episode with him and Terry Funk, and then the tribute started, and at that point it's just,
listen, it's enough to push any man over the edge.
Everything just came coming out. It's just, I'm sorry to bring it down. It's just you have no, Bray Wyatt is one of the, because I love supernatural characters, right? It's one of the reasons why I kind of like was attracted to the Herald before all that bullshit. But but I love guys like The Undertaker, like Bray Wyatt, and it's just the way he spoke with such like sincerity to him, and how creative he was, the way his mind worked, like only he understood what was going on, and the way he kind of like fed you little bits of info so you could figure it out for yourself. It's like he's like the Gravity Falls of professional wrestling.
Love.
Whoa.
He was such an intelligent, such a creative man, and like I kick myself in the ass every day that I didn't take that chance I could have taken to meet him. And like I'm sorry, it's just I love that man so much. And like the only reason he used to be number 2, but since he passed, out of respect, like Bray Wyatt is my number 1 always and forever. Rest in peace to a fucking legend taken too soon from us.
A legend. That is so, I love that though, because that's like exactly the, not to be like super cheesy, but it's like why we love wrestling, you know, like when people just, you see people like in their bag, like in their talent, and like really doing it to a point where it actually is like meaningful and creates movement in your own life. Like that's what it's all about. And like, you just like, those people deserve their flowers. They deserve their love, no matter how long they've been gone, or if they're still with us, like no matter what. But that's why we love it, you know? It's like why we have these conversations. It's why we have shows. It's like we just like, your passion is infectious and it's making me passionate. So it's like such a beautiful way that he'll like live forever, you know?
Amen. And that's why that's why I would like have his finisher as my finisher. That's why I would like do the things that I would do, like to be inspired by him, because he really did it like no other. Like there's just no other way to say it. And like I'm really happy that WWE has taken a chance on the Wyatt Six. It frustrates me like with the way that they've been booking them, don't get me wrong, but like everything else about them is just 100% pure Bray Wyatt. And I can only imagine the feelings that go through the head, not just to Bo Dallas, but also to Eric Rowan too, having lost not just Bray Wyatt, but also Brody Lee.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And the fact that oh my god, I'm sorry, I miss him. I really do. Yeah. I never met him. I don't know him, but like I wish he was still here. I
feel you on that. I feel that way about Nipsey Hussle. I never met Nipsey Hussle. When he died, I was like irrevocably changed. I was like, I just like can't ever, I get so upset. Like every time I hear his music, I'm like actually upset all over again. It like never gets old. But it's like, you know, when people are passionate and like their art is meaningful to you. And wrestling is such an art in every way, in storytelling and physicality and everything. So like and you just because you always wonder, it's like you were so talented and like what would you be doing now? Like what could you still be contributing? Like what would be the path that's happening for like it's hard. It's so hard. So I so get that.
All right, guys.
It's rough.
Much respect to no, you're good. Much respect to
Sorry.
like Bray Wyatt, obviously, and everything that he's contributed, and we won't fully know the effects of like exactly his impact for years until this whole era of WWE is like gone and past, and we see a new generation that like has pulled kind of inspiration from him. Thank you, Crit, for taking the time to come chat with us today. You're welcome back at any point. For Kelsey, Crit, I am Xavier. We will catch you on the next New to Wrestling podcast. And of course, obviously, if you have not listened to, it is mainly an audio podcast, but there are some visual elements on his Instagram. Crit's podcast, he is putting out his straight opinion every time, not holding back, and we live for it. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching the New to Wrestling podcast. We will catch you all on the next one.
We'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, for having me.
Of course.